Hey, Candy, Keith, Scott, Michelle, everybody else. Rob Skinner here with Mojo Knows SEO. I put this together for you guys so that we'll have a little bit of a strategy, a baseline to go on, if you will. I've done a lot of research with my team. I'm going to introduce you to the chief people in our strategy meetings and some of the technicians, if you will, on our side. You'll get to know these people very, very well. You'll enjoy their work. I'm very, very proud of them. Also, I wanted there to be a clarity on the direction that we are going to start with and going to go forward. And I also want you guys to know, and I think Scott understands this, is that we're very flexible. We design a program that fits your vision to the best of our ability, but we're very mobile in that if we see buyer tendencies to move a different direction, or your product we find out something different about it and maybe a market segment that we're not attacking, then we want to build a structure that is not only going to brand you guys, but carry forth and be able to be flexible to shift gears a little bit. And that's what we do. So in this, my intent is to introduce you to our team. It's to introduce you to the three phases that we're talking about. Those are the site build, of course, and we've quoted you guys $5,000. That is our target, and we very seldomly miss our target. I did ask Scott for a little flexibility in the event that you guys decide to add more avatars. We've calculated that for three, meaning three major funnels to funnel people in different directions. And build the site out with that in mind. And so if you wanted to add a few more elements to the site, it may cost a little bit more. But again, you have my word, you have my recording, and you'll have my proposal that we're gonna hit that $5,000. And we're really good about doing that. I have no interest in stretching that on you guys. The second phase would be the SEO phase, which is about an $11,000 to $13,000 monthly gig, and we've quoted you guys $8,000. That's a strong discount. We believe we can really crush the market with that in SEO, and I'm going to explain that strategy here in a minute to you guys, so you'll have that. And again, we're flexible on that, but we're pretty sure that our research has brought us to a pretty strong strategy to get you an ROI that most industries would dream about. You guys are in a really nice sector, and we do believe we can crush this. The third part of the third agreement you'll get would be a really targeted marketing that should start sooner creating results than a long-term SEO plan, and that's our social media PPC campaign. We'll be able to take some money that we were splashing around before in publications that maybe didn't give us high returns and really target some people and get some activity there, combined with a really nice site build that looks good. And Kimberly will look at really a lot of different themes, and working with you guys and with her creative imagination and talents, and Adam and Ryan's inside of there, we'll be able to crush this. So I just want to take a second. Of course, you know Rob and Kimberly. That's us. You know us as friends. You know us as business associates. Josh Beechcraft comes to us. He speaks on stage in a lot of places. He is a trainer in SEO, and he's our chief strategist. I can't speak highly enough about him. He has more knowledge than collectively than almost every SEO person in the world. We're very proud to have him on our team. Ryan is a longtime partner of ours and is another great strategist and technician for us, and a big part of our company. Adam is homegrown. Adam came to us from France. He lives in France now, in Marseille, and has his own agency over there and does a lot of work for us. When we're sleeping, Adam's working, and we trained Adam in the SEO world. He's built his own SEO agents. We're very proud of him, and he does a lot of critical work for us. And then there's Blake Messer, who Scott has met. I think Scott would speak highly of Blake. Blake is iconic in his field. Blake and I ran radio stations together, owned them, and he's been with me for a couple of decades now. And overall advertising, I don't know anybody in the world that knows more about campaigns than Blake does. So that's the base nucleus of our team. We have many other people, VAs and such, that work for us, but this is who we are and who you'll be working with. I want to get into the strategies real quick because I want to make this brief. Behind this, you're going to get all three agreements separate so that it can be no confusion, and we can isolate each one of them for better understanding for you guys. So Keith, Candy, you guys will be able to read through those. And if you have any questions, of course, we can move those dates, and we can, change verbiage if you need to. I'm really flexible there, but the gist of it will be there, and there's shouldn't be much to worry about. But first of all, we're going to build your site so it's optimized, and we're going to build it around branding so that Hunt Engineering is you guys. When we search that now, we pull up a lot of things, a plethora of things coming up. We know you're not bridge builders. We don't want you to be associated in these searches with that. We want Google to index you properly. We want to separate you guys out. There's only 10 searches right now for Hunt Engineering Systems. That could be you guys internally. We want to change that dynamic. Out of 5,400 searches, we want the majority of searches coming to you that are looking for you. We want your brand to be, not only popular, but we want it to isolate to what you do and why you're there. So your presence needs to be important. We will build your site with that in mind. We will build your site with SEO in mind. We'll build your site with expansion and scaling in mind. So it'll be a site you can be proud of for a long, long time. Your branding will be spectacular, and we'll put you up there. You guys have done a great job of developing who you are. We just need to get that out to more people. So that's the branding part is important, and that will be in our first staging, our first phase of everything. It will be part of everything we do. At the same time, but a little while down the road, a couple months, we'll start actually attacking money keywords. And what we've done here is cross-referenced what your competition is doing, what Google is seeing in your niche, and what buyer indicators are showing us. So what we've come up with is some pretty powerful, what we call money keywords, where people are tending to spend money and looking for the solutions that you guys provide. And so, again, this is flexible, but we think to start that with very few modifications, and of course, we're not limited to this. I'm going to show you a slide in a second that will show you that we've done a lot more research than this. But these are the ones that seem to be coming up with all of your competition, the people that are doing the same solutions. These are a common denominator. So we know that these are heavily vetted keywords. The people that are actually you're targeting are searching for these, and their money is being spent by your competition, which tells us that people are buying from these searches. So a lot of it has to do with the visitor management system tracking, registration, et cetera, et cetera. There's almost 10,000 searches for that. Now, in addition to that, let me see if I can switch gears here for a second. There's also many, many other words. Now, I itemize these by average monthly searches, and these are category-based keywords. Now, a lot of these are not necessarily going to be looking for yours. The lobby login. There's a lot of different people looking at that, not necessarily your clients, but there are some in there. Visitor management system alone gets 44 searches. We just need to track these a little bit better and keep these in the back of our mind. There's another 30,000 clicks here. And again, with a good website build and with good customer awareness, buying criteria and tendencies, we can isolate some of these, turn these into longer tail keywords, hospital visitor badges, Army visitor management software, and we can turn these into some really powerful searches. Now, I haven't included any of these in the ROI, so when I show you that chart in the summary of what I'm talking about, this is in addition to. And this is the third stage. Once we start crushing those phase 2 keywords, we'll start expanding into these. Now, we'll already be ranking for a lot of these because of how we manage our SEO, but some of these you'll see that we'll be able to target them and understand that we want to go after them a little more. There's a couple of down here that I saw, like school visitor management system. Let's say that you guys decide that that's a really good target. Well, there's 210 searches a month. I can't imagine that too many people are plugging in school visitor management system that aren't actually some administration person actually looking for some visitor management system. And now that you have a product that can fit the school board's budgets, that may be a very sweet spot. The same thing we can do for hospitals. The same thing we can do for larger businesses that need that type of security. So with you guys' help, with Scott's input, and well, the whole staff, we'll start laser targeting those people as we build that foundation for you. So I hope that helps to understand the basic strategy. And again, I can't emphasize enough that while we will be tenacious in our search for buying clients, we'll also be very flexible and be listening to your input and what you're getting as far as traffic and what you're not. We'll be able to run reports that show us that. So let me go back over to that prior slide, and we'll finish up here. So whenever I run an ROI, I think I've shared this with you, Keith, that when I was in business and people would come to me with proposals ad nauseum, I would get really tired of people showing me projections. It's kind of the old insurance story. Well, here's what we do on average, but here's your potential, you know, and you should buy this whole life insurance because you could get 18% a month. I don't want to do that to you guys. I want to use industry averages and then cut those way down so that you'll see that our numbers are really super conservative. And in fairness to you guys, I just used these keywords. I didn't use the expanse and the whole binder full of keywords that we've identified as money keywords. We just use the core of them, the ones that we think we should attack in phase 1 and phase 2. And I wanted to also take out the branded keywords because I don't think it's fair to use 5,400 searches that are already there. Now, granted, most of these are not looking for your solution, so they're kind of irrelevant anyways, but we will change hunt engineering systems and solutions to be more relevant. And so at this point, we've taken these, added them together, 14,830 total search opportunities. We've just subtracted out the 5,400 brand searches, which leaves us with these 9,400 traffic opportunities. Now, when we rank you at the top, you should, by Google averages, as long as your reviews aren't terrible and there's a reason that they would pass you as being the number 1 or number 2 ranking, you should garner 50 to 60% of the clicks. So we cut that 60% in half to 30%, and that's the factor we used for ROI. So people that are searching for these terms, you literally should capture way more than 30% of those clicks, which gives you, at 30%, 2,800 opportunities to communicate with these people through your website. Now, we build converting websites. We build funnels that filter and do a really good job. We used a 1% conversion rate, which is really low in almost every industry. I don't have enough experience in your industry to tell you what is high or what is low, but I can tell you that generally, even the lowest of low, you're looking at 3 to 5%. So we were really conservative here. So if we do get a 1% conversion, you guys should have several opportunities. That numbers of sales converts to 28 sales. Granted, this will take a while, and it may take that year to 18 months to absolutely monopolize these keywords, but you'll be starting to see this happening. Google transitions in about 6-month periods. So we should walk up to this area. And again, I don't know really whether you're ready to scale to fulfill 28 orders next month or not. We'll be getting some of those orders from our PPC campaigns and some of the branding, but most of this will start coming down the road. And our goal is to get you to a point where your money invested into SEO is paid back very, very quickly and at a scaling of proportions that are mind-blowing. And I think you can see here 28 sales based on an average lifetime value of a client of $60,000, which means a client's staying with you for 3 or 4 years. Then you're going to get an average monthly revenue of $1,680,000. And so very, very quickly, we can recoup any investment. And these are numbers that industries dream about. And again, we've used very conservative numbers. So I hope that helps. That's a small strategy. I'll be following this up with the 3 agreements very, very shortly. So I'll render this, get it out to you guys tonight, and you'll have everything on your desktops tomorrow. I really appreciate you all again and look forward to meeting with you. If you need me, just let me know when, and I'll be there with bells on. Thanks, guys.